Hey OilyApp friends, Ernie Yarbrough here. Super excited to be back with you today, episode 127 of our podcast. And I want to take a few moments here to catch you up. You've probably seen the title of the podcast today, Challenge, Change, and the Future of OilyApp. And so I wanted to just take a few moments to kind of explain to you, give you some perspective on what we've been doing here at OilyApp for the last few months, just in a shorter podcast before we get into our exciting new series for August. So if you've been following OilyApp for any length of time here, you've probably noticed in the last couple of months there's been a transition and a change in the content provision, even the voice of the podcast itself. And so I wanted to take a few minutes here to explain to you what the challenges are that we faced, the changes that we're in the process of putting in place, and the exciting future that we have here for you at OilyApp. So if you followed OilyApp, say, back around the first of the year, you probably remember that we did our first virtual event, and that event was on productivity. And so we did a really cool virtual event on stepping into the new year, kind of putting 2020 behind us, tools for productivity, a productive mindset, and stepping into the new year with tools and physical tools and mental tools to make the most out of this year. And that went really well. And so not long after that, we started planning this event called Soul Wholeness. And so the idea behind that, of course, was emotional health, right? So mind, soul, and body, right? And so as we were planning that and working through that, preparing for that, OilyApp has always been this place. My wife and I, Myra, we're Royal Crown Diamonds with Young Living. And so we've always had this idea with OilyApp that it should be a safe place for all of our, especially for anybody who wants to come learn about essential oils and health and wellness and body systems. But in the context of Young Living, right, that OilyApp should be something that is a safe place to land for anybody from any team on Young Living. And so, and in fact, for a lot of us who do the business of the essential oils and so forth, a lot of us got started saying we would never do a business, all right? Because your exposure to direct sales so often had been, motivated, perhaps, at least it was for us, by people. It seemed like it was greed and money first, and just things that weren't what we view our integrity and our principles, what we led with, right? And just maybe people who it seems at times were just hopping from dollar to dollar, and so. Once it became clear to us, we believe, as the Lord opened up doors and made it clear this is the way He wanted us to go, we were very intentional about how we crafted our business, and such that we wanted to demonstrate loyalty, integrity. Even as Gary Young always said, right, we make a product for a purpose, not for a profit, right? Or as the Bible says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. And so the idea was that there's an underlying foundation and principle that goes before even the concern for money and reach and influence and those things, right? And so as we build our lives upon those foundational principles, then the other things overflow out of that commitment to those foundational principles. Well, obviously you've heard so often hear the voice of Andy Jenkins, and no secret, right? You saw him a lot on Facebook and some of our book writing and book creation as well. And he was a major factor and a player and an influencer here at OilyApp. Well, Andy Jenkins is no longer working with us or for us. And so just give you a 20,000 foot view of what happened in the interim between our first virtual event in January and the planning for the virtual event in May for Soul Wholeness. Andy decided to go a different route with another network marketing company called OilyApp. And so we decided in the process of that was the direction he wanted to go. Obviously, we support him in that decision because that's people go where they believe their calling is. But there was some disagreement over being able to do OilyApp and OilyApp at the same time. And so it's always been our principle that again, OilyApp be a safe place to land, and that there not even be a hint of poaching, as it were, if you know that term in direct sales, or just that there's a clear line of distinction, right? And so we had to have a complete separation of concerns. And so in that process, we've had to peel back some of our teaching materials and other resources where you've been used to hearing or seeing Andy's voice and so forth, because it's just a principled conviction that we have that there has to be a clear separation of concerns, and there has to be a clear demonstration that in the context of Young Living and the special relationship that we have with Young Living, that we are committed to being a safe place for Young Living people to land, and a helpful, encouraging, and educational place for them to experience expanding their knowledge of health and wellness, both in the context of Young Living products, but even in a bigger arena. As you see, we have putting out classes on body systems and so forth, just the knowledge of health and wellness in general. But we wanted to stay true to our core commitment and principle as a company, that we would be a safe place to land, and that we would operate far above the line, and that there would not be any hint of what my wife and I view as a lack of integrity. And so that's kind of why you've seen the difference. You've not heard his voice. You've seen maybe some removal of resources and so forth, because that line of principle and demarcation for us is very important. And so if you were involved in the Soul Wholeness event and then you had trouble getting access to the event after the fact, we have been working hard to move all of our stuff to a new platform. There were some destructive actions taken in regards to the deletion of accounts and names and access to Soul Wholeness that was not my doing. But we are working hard to recover that and fix that, and we are mostly there. So make sure and check your inbox, maybe some spam if you didn't see it, about accessing OilyApp Plus on the new site. And so that's been the challenge, right? So now the change. So very excited about this. The change here is that we have our team plugged in and operating as a team across multiple layers with multiple people like never before. I've never been so excited about the future of OilyApp. If you're hearing this relatively soon, in the beginning of August, you'll know that we have a new course out, and that the theme for August is back to school. And so we are refreshing our commitment to you in OilyApp Plus. One course is already out live now, new for the month, and on the starter kits. And then we have another class coming the middle of the month, Lord willing, on back to school. We've got engagements up across both Spanish and English Facebook and social media places. We've got some great new exciting books coming out this month that we are very excited to speak about and to share and announce more when the time comes. A phenomenal women's guide, complete women's guide to essential oils. It's beautiful. Gladys and Jocelyn done a phenomenal job on that. And we've got books and works and information coming out on body systems that we are so excited to share with you. We actually got back on the road. Very exciting. Hannah was able to go to Dallas actually to San Antonio. We're planning on going to Dallas hopefully at the end of this month, but San Antonio area for an event. Had a lot of great swag. We have a whole new line of swag coming out: shirts, hats, sweatshirts, all that good stuff. And had a great time reconnecting in person, seeing people, seeing everybody. And just reestablishing that really essential and necessary personal touch that direct sales really needs, and especially in the context of the Young Living community and family, is so important. Was so important to Gary's mission and drive, and is so important to all of us in the context of a network marketing or a direct sales that really is built not only upon product for a purpose, but in that context, community and sharing and loving on each other and building personal relationships from which flows out the enjoyment of these great products and resources. So looking forward, we've got a Spanish team, Gladys and Jocelyn, fully engaged. They're also helping on the English side of things. You're going to be seeing regular content as of this week. On Mondays, you'll be seeing podcasts go live and announcements about that. Tuesdays will be 20% off. Wednesdays will be Dr. JB. Thursdays is our International Resource Day. And then Friday, we'll have a Friday giveaway, as well as 2 courses going live each month for our OilyApp Plus members. And our monthly giveaway through the app, through our mobile app, which you can get for Apple and Android on the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store for Android. So we have a lot of great stuff coming, a lot of exciting movement coming. You're going to see a lot of activity this month on our Facebook pages and our Facebook groups, and just throughout the app as well. A lot of exciting additions coming, both for the website and for the mobile app. And so we are excited like never before for the future of OilyApp and for the resources that we're going to be empowered and enabled to give to you, for you to engage with and to share with others. And so from all of us here at OilyApp, we just want to say how grateful we are for you. We understand if this time has been challenging in the transition and maybe you didn't always know what was going on behind the scenes and why some things seem to be kind of a slight interruption of things for a little bit. But hopefully that gives you some better understanding of what has been going on and what we've been facing as we just had to deal with some situations with stuff being deleted and removed and some things being canceled that we did not intend for that to be. But that's what's happened, and so we're moving through that, and we're working hard, and we're close to having all of that back up and going as it should be on the new platform. And we are just so grateful for you and excited for the rest of this year. As Young Living now has, of course, you probably know they have their new platform and the new website, and joining arms together, seeing you at events, sharing with you, hugging on you, loving on you, and putting a fresh round of educational resources in your hand that will help you own your health and take back your health and wellness like never before. So from all of us here at OilyApp, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for bearing with us in this difficult season. And we are excited and engaged and ready to move forward with you for the remainder of this year as we look forward with excitement to what the future holds as we put courses, classes, lives, push notifications, all the exciting things out there that you know and love, and even more great resources coming in the app, OilyApp Plus. So from all of us here at OilyApp, we appreciate you, we love you, we encourage you, as always, to own your health one day at a time.